because we've got their number. We know the globalist plan. We've read their books. We've read their white papers. We know how their operations are carried out. And they thought you were so stupid and the public was so dumb. They'd have a private corporate world government, tax exempt, with diplomatic immunity, backed up by the communist Chinese that killed over 80 million people, they say. The CIA says it's 65 million. I don't know. The Chinese government says 80+ million died under the Communist Revolution of Mao, the Great Leap Forward, the Cultural Revolution. And then I just walk all over Austin and see UT students with Mao Zedong shirts on, and they're not joking around like wearing an old Russian shirt or something. You know, it says CCP or whatever. And they're into it, and they love it, and they got tattoos of it, and they got smartphones, and $100, $200 skinny jeans, and they're getting in nice cars their parents are paid for. And you go, this doesn't ideologically make any sense. Yeah, it does. They want power, and they want to direct everybody, and they want to kill the Midwest. They don't want to just reorganize things. They want a giant bloodletting. It's their religion. They hate flyover country. They hate bitter clingers. Hillary hates you. They all hate you. It's in the WikiLeaks. If you're black, if you're white, if you're Hispanic, if you're Asian, if you're a Christian, if you're a conservative, if you are self-sufficient, if you are not a Satanist, if you are not mentally ill, they want to put you in a forced labor camp and watch you starve to death because it makes them feel powerful. They want to rape your wife. They want, just like in East Germany, if you want to be in the theater or be involved, you've got to have sex with the party officials. They want to be able to kill and rape whoever they want. They want authoritarianism to carry out criminal operations and the raping of your children. Their religion is pedophilia and torturing people to death and starving you to death and murdering you. It's why their God helped round up Nazis when he was 14, 15, 16 for his stepfather, and helped round up thousands, and told 60 Minutes it was the best time of his life and he would do it over again, and he's not ashamed. If somebody else didn't do it, he would have done it. And by the way, I've said this, and I love everybody. But when we put together two different compilations of that video from that transmission that I've aired before, that they try to take down, we didn't put it out with the parts where he said it was the best time of his life. So I want another version of that I'm going to air today. If it doesn't matter what happens, it's going to air. In fact, I'll just air the whole thing. In fact, just get me the entire 60 minutes. That's what I'll do. I'll air the whole 12-minute segment. I will not be stopped. Because I get on my knees and beg for something particularly. I don't get it. But I'm not Coma. Got that? I'm not in one. I'm going to stop that Nazi piece of crap. And you're going to stop him. And he hates our guts. Well, we're coming for you. You got it? But that's who they worship. You understand? He's their God because he's a killer. They love it. They think it's sharp. They think it's sexy. I've read about they worship Zbigniew Brzezinski because he manipulated the Khmer Rouge into killing millions. And they just think the more people you've killed, the more power you've got. Like, I'm going to go to rebroadcast and go get that clip myself. That's the answer. Just got to take action. What it's all about. Get out of the coma. Now, that's it. The good news here, ladies and gentlemen, is that, read this article to you, because this is actually happening, and this is the good news, ladies and gentlemen. But you think about all those leftists and people. I've realized this the last few years, they like the evil. They know their bosses are evil. They like it. You're talking to some rich kid that's a communist, and they're getting in their Jaguar, and they go, yeah, Alex, we're going to kill you. We're devil worshipers. Yes, we know communism is devil worship. You think we don't know? And you realize it's just a party of devil worshipers that want to kill everybody. My God, you know how many sports stadiums 80 million people is? Let's just round down from 84 million the communist Chinese say Mao killed to 80 million. Let's just round down 4 million. How many sports stadiums of 100,000 people, think about it, is 80 million? Do your math for yourself. You kind of just lose it, don't you? You can't really think of them as humans because it's 80 million. But if it's one person shot at a high school, then they tell you it's, oh, we're all so sad and it's all your fault collectively. Turn your guns in. That's the answer. That's what needs to be done. That's what we're going to do. See how that works? That's how these sickos operate. That's their world. They think you're unconscious. They think you're dumb. They think you're food. They want to have their way with you. And the question is, are you going to let them have their way? I mean, look at Hogg. They're God. Of course he's on Reddit. And of course they haven't denied that's his Reddit, because it is. Celebrating mosquitoes killing billions of humans. And we put that out just like we put it out 5 years ago about the stingray systems with the actual documents and how it's run with the state and federal and local and how it's not used to stop crime and all the rest of it. And no, now the Pulitzer Prize-winning AP is reporting word for word, but not even showing you the documents. That's why they hate us, because they don't control this operation with their bullying and their threats and all the rest of it. They do not do it. They don't control Trump either. See, Trump's crime is he likes women. He's not a pedophile. Seriously. He doesn't want to hurt you. He doesn't want to see you poor. He wants to run over big, rich, powerful globalists. He wants to rub their faces in the mud because they deserve it. And that's why they hate him, because he can't be bought either, and he can't be bullied, and he can't be intimidated because he hasn't had his spirit broken. He's not in a coma. Report, Trump to host Peter Thiel to talk regulation of big tech. The dinner, a source close to Thiel said, will be a strategy session on how the president might be able to regulate Amazon, Facebook, Apple, and Google. The Daily Mail reports Trump is having dinner Tuesday night with his biggest Silicon Valley backer, Peter Thiel. And it just goes on. And I just thought I should point that out, because those meetings have been going on. And those things have been happening, and it is being prepared. And so all the big tech giants and the rest of it, if you think $30 billion lost by Amazon when Trump just put a few tweets out, or Sarah Sanders made a few statements or a statement, and if you think 40+ billion out of Facebook when the president made some statements, when all that stuff came out, you leftists are stupid, stupid, stupid people. You may be vampiric and predatory. All the statistics, all the studies around the world show leftists are vampiric, predatory, stupid, dull, fake people that virtue signal all day because they don't have any real virtue. They're completely fake. And they'll sit there and act all nice and sacrimonious and everything else. They're a bunch of scum. Grasping, hateful, weak people, upset that they're weak, upset that they're particularly fallen, upset that they're stupid. And they want to drag you down with them. It's that simple. And so that's what you have to understand. They want to destroy you. They want to make you poor. They want to destroy you. They destroy countries on purpose. This is what they do everywhere they get control, because they just want to rape and murder people all day. And when things fully collapse and there's no more infrastructure, then good people don't have a way to fight back, and they get to have their way. So once you understand that, then you understand their whole ballgame. Soros wants to do one thing: overthrow countries, destroy good economies, bankrupt people, have them as poor and stoned out of their minds with junkies and needles laying everywhere. Because when you're a demon, that makes him feel good when he glides around amongst the filth and Skid Row, when he flies over in his private jet and looks down at rotting cities and ugliness and ugly architecture and just steaming, wildfires and death and starvation. He just soars above the death like the angel of death, just smelling the spiritual stench. Just, oh, I feel good now. Oh, I'm just ruining life. Oh, I'm going to pull him down in the pit with me. Oh, God, I love Aleister Crowley. Yes, yeah. Oh, it's so good. They're trying to teach us to hate ourselves. They're trying to get us to turn our life force off. And notice when I talk about this, they'll have the Right Wing Watch and the Soros-funded Media Matters put up the great truths I state as if they're the authority, and as if they state the great truth and go, look at the horrible thing he did. People will go, look, Jones said the sun rises, but Media Matters pointed it out, so it must not be true. It's a bizarre appeal to authority, as if they're the authority. And as if they're giving the marching orders. But they do give the marching orders to CNN, MSNBC, and others on how to tell the lies and how to spin the information and how to edit the videos and how to destroy the country, how to bring in the world government. But to just see Trump in that tweet, I meant to have you guys pull it up. where he said, we're not in a trade war. Like the media says, we lost the trade war in the last 40 years, being sold out to the communist Chinese, and now the surrender is over. That's what I've been saying for several years. We lost the trade war. These aren't trade wars. If they're stealing $300 billion in intellectual property, and we got a $450 million a year, $500 billion a deficit, put the math together. That's $800 to $850 billion, not counting the other 400 plus billion globally in trade deficit. So now you're up to you're up to 100. You're up to, I can't even do the math anymore of the giant systematic screw job this country has been under via these globalist authoritarians. And then people sit there and go, oh, InfoWars, you know, that's so radical. Even mainline conservatives, libertarians, thinking they get some type of brownie point with mainstream media. You guys are followers. You guys are children. I am not trying to win a popularity contest. I'm trying to destroy the New World Order. I'm trying to destroy the globalists. There's the tweet. Total truth. Out today. We are not in a trade war with China. That war was lost many years ago by foolish or incompetent people. No, they were traitors who represented the U.S. And now we have a trade deficit of $500 billion a year with intellectual property theft of another $300 billion. We cannot let this continue. It's really like 1,300 billion if you count the other trade deficits together. The whole total is 1,300 billion. 1,300 billion. It's even hard to say numbers like that. $1,300 billion trade deficit to try to prop up a communist regime when it's not even communist. It's just an oligarchy of mass murderers ruling over people and killing their babies when they catch them hiding till a year old, killing 70 million little girls at least in the womb, holding political dissidents who've done nothing but call for free speech or who are Christian or who are caught practicing any form of religion. You dead. And the left here is just creamy-eyed, creamy-eyed. So you think about how they're in love with that, and they've got that look. You know, I was watching a video about the cult that was out in Oregon in the 80s, and I'd actually read a book on that. I knew a bodyguard guy in L.A. that worked for some folks who'd actually been one of the security people there when he was like a teenager. He said, oh, no, it's all true. We were ordered to put rattlesnakes in people's, mailboxes and stuff. That fella's not in the movie, but I've confirmed he was there. And they talk about the look of people that are mind-controlled. And they've got that, oh, we love our leader. He is the Lord. And then behind the scenes, it's just devil worship and flopping around and blah, all this stuff. And it's the same thing with the left. You finally get into who they are, a group of atheists or any of them. They are on their knees possessed. Wild, wild country's most shocking reveals from the sex cult's FBI informant. Well, I've talked to people that were inside of it, and they say it's worse than what you see in that movie. In fact, the show I've been watching is like a whitewash of this stuff. And all I'm getting at is, ladies and gentlemen, is I know how evil the globalists are. Ariana Huffington's been connected to that group as well. I know what they're into. I know how they operate. I've been told by people in Hollywood that it's worse than I know. Very serious people. And Hollywood promoted crap like that to make it popular until it got out of hand. So I'm up here ranting about all this, and I get really mad because I know George Soros is a Nazi collaborator. He bragged about it. I know he's coming after me and my free speech. I know he's in the WikiLeaks and other documents saying, give the internet to the UN, censor all conservatives off of it, and his plan's still being followed. Obama handed it over, and then Trump hasn't gotten it back yet. In fact, it isn't Trump even busting up the trust. It is Trump getting control of the internet, our internet, back to the U.S. In fact, here's why I was frustrated earlier. I'm not mad at anybody. We've got the whole 12 minutes, 60 minutes piece. And the little promo piece we put together when he was denying he was a Nazi collaborator was admitting he didn't have a problem at all, went out and helped round up Jews. That's not even the key to the interview. It's that he enjoyed it. It was the best time of his life. These are the quotes. And then I got Anderson Cooper, And Young Turk's guy saying I'm making it up, when I have the book he wrote, his dad wrote a book, he has given multiple interviews saying this, and they try to keep this interview from getting out there. So let's play that little clip that you guys were able to dig up, and then let's play the little intro piece that's got Cooper denying it. But you got to watch the whole thing. It's like when he talks about it, he beams. He gets so happy. It was wonderful, and, you know, if I didn't do it, somebody else would. And, you know, I took care of myself. That's what matters. You're looking at a monstrous pig who was known as a criminal that overthrew governments, bankrupted economies all over the world until he brought his money back to the U.S. in the 90s, bought out the Democratic Party with the Clintons, and basically took the country over. And he just runs wild. He just does whatever he wants. And I'm sick of him. Here it is.
My understanding is that you went out with this protector of yours who swore that you were his adopted godson.
Yes.
Went out, in fact, and helped in the confiscation of property from the Jews.
That's right.
I mean, that sounds like an experience that would send lots of people to the psychiatric couch for many, many years. Was it difficult?
Not at all. It was actually probably the happiest year of my life, that year of German occupation.
Okay, that's part of it. Good. I don't have a bunch of these clips, but I'm just going to air the whole stinking thing. I think I may just start airing it every day. We'll call it the Soros segment. And I'll show Cooper saying it doesn't exist. I'll show Sink, who's named after a genocidal maniac group. The Young Turks killed 100, excuse me, I can't even say the numbers, 1.5 million Christians conservatively. That's all confirmed. He says it doesn't exist, and he's named after the murderous group. And he, by the way, wants me off the air and says I'm the worst person in the world. Imagine being that big a sellout and that big a scumbag. And the fact that we haven't routed these people easily really makes me feel pathetic. Here's a clip.
Of all the financial titans and philanthropists of the 20th century, none are more complex or mysterious than George Soros. Like Carnegie, J.P. Morgan, and the Rockefellers, he amassed billions through ruthless business decisions, only to turn around and give away most of his fortune to advance his own personal philosophy. He can move world financial markets simply by voicing an opinion, or destabilize a government by buying and selling its currency. He also pledged more aid last year to help people in Russia than the U.S. government did. But now George Soros is worried. He thinks the global economy is coming apart at the seams.
All right, let's stop right there.
The world needs to be protected.
I need to do a whole documentary on this. I'm serious. And just show how just that interview, every 2 seconds is a lie. Oh, he gives money to Russia to overthrow it on record. He brags about it. He just calls it overthrow if Ukraine tries to overthrow Russia. He calls it philanthropy. Oh, he gives it away. He gives it to his foundation so it's tax exempt. Like Bill and Melinda Gates, their wealth is doubled, tripled, quadrupled, where they put hundreds of billions into a foundation they own and control. Helicopters, bases, biggest jets, homes, everything tax exempt. And they're philanthropists. They put their money, into it. It's so disgusting. By the way, we're not funded by all that. We don't overthrow governments. He stabilizes governments. He's known for overthrowing them. Unbelievable. You want to stop Soros, you want to stop these scumbags, support your local station's sponsors, become a sponsor, and spread the word about the broadcast. Fight them hard. Realize there's a total attack going on here. And buy the products at InfoWarsStore.com. As I told you, we had to end the Myco ZX. It's so amazing at 50% off because it's getting close to selling out. Brain Force Plus and the Real Red Pill are still 50% off, but this has got to be the last day. And you get free shipping on those when you get them together. They're amazing. They go together like a horse and carriage. InfoWarsStore.com. InfoWarsLive.com takes you right to the supplements, and you will break the will and break the back of these folks when you support us financially. Plus, you're getting amazing products with the last chance on that. And we have the bodies now back in stock. And I got another big announcement I haven't even made because I'm so wound up today. InfoWars.com, NewsWars.com. We are winning. Thanks to you.